Hi everyone, it's me Emily. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be very interesting because I've been wanting to do this for quite a long time as well. So today's video is going to be all about my top 5 favourite Disney characters. Now, lots of you may know that I am a very big Disney addict. For example, I love The Little Mermaid, absolutely love The Song Part of Your World. Now, the sad news is that I have never been to Disneyland, but I really do hope to go one day soon, maybe next year. I do not know. We'll see. So I'm going to count down from 5 to 1 about my favourite Disney characters. Now, some of them are Disney princesses and some of them are not. Now, I'm not going to explain to you like why I love these Disney characters because of how pretty they are or because I just love them. To me, there is a more important reason for that, and this is why I would like to take this time to explain to you all about it. So let's get started. So number 5 is definitely going to be nice and easy for all of you lot out there, but I have got to choose Belle from Beauty and the Beast. The way I describe Belle is that she's very like kind and she's very like happy, you know, despite living with her father and all this stuff like that, and also she wants to like explore like really big open wides and stuff. With the movie Beauty and the Beast, it's obviously such a beautiful story because the way that we first see the Beast, he is scary, he's horrifying and looking, and of course like Belle is scared of him because of the way he looks. But the thing is that I really did learn from this story is how like during the movie she soon began to like him and how she began to feel, you know what, he's not as bad as what anyone can possibly think of just because of the way they look. The most sweetest thing is that towards the end of the film when like the Beast transforms into like a human prince, she like recognizes him just by looking into the eyes. Now I spent years wondering how can Belle recognize this man, this Beast that she was in love with into like a really gorgeous handsome prince. I suddenly realized that not so long ago because I was in love with this. I'm still in love with this guy. He's a celebrity, by the way, and I do not want to say his name. And no, it's not Mina Masood. I am obsessed with Mina Masood, so let's just go with that. So with Mina Masood, obviously the guy who plays Aladdin in Disney's Aladdin, he is so freaking gorgeous. I was on Instagram and I spotted a few baby pics of him. So that was when I started to like look into his eyes, and that is when I noticed, oh my god, that was really him, and I realised he has not changed a bit. And that's when I began to realise, oh my god, isn't it like when you see like baby pictures of celebrities to what they are now, it's like you think, oh my god, they look so different. But the second that you see the eyes on it, it's like, oh my god, it really, you haven't changed a bit and stuff, and you still fall in love with that and everything. And I think that's the way Belle actually feels about the Beast. And the main thing is that she fell in love with him not as a handsome prince but as a beast, and because he was so like gentle, he was so kind, he was not furious anymore. And that is what I think is they can learn from that, is that don't ever judge a guy that just because of the way they look. I mean, like, there are thousands of people who have Down syndrome, but you know, they're pretty. That's the way I see them all the time. And yeah, everyone's different, you know, white, black, or Chinese, something like that. And it's like, you know, you may look at them and you think, oh, they're so ugly, but the main thing is that do not judge a person by the way they look. Now, Belle never did judge him, despite her fear and the scare that he obviously gave her, like the Beast gave her, and how she soon like felt comfortable, and she still helped him out, you know, even though he was very angry. But that is the reason why I love Belle, is because she never judged the Beast. She fell in love with him despite the way he looked, not because of how, you know, beautiful he was getting, you know, when he was obviously dancing with her. It was more than that, like he was just so kind and gentle, and that is what she liked. Number 4 is got to be Lilo from Lilo and Stitch. As a child, I loved Lilo. I thought she was funny, I thought she was so cute, but what really made me feel sorry for her was how like isolated she was. Now obviously in like the scene where like she sees her friends, but they reject her all the time, and that was like really hard, like really hurtful to watch, because like no child should be alone, and it's really a really sad feeling. But when she became friends with Stitch, it was just so sweet, and I just love how like she had so many adventures with him despite how he was an alien and she was like a lonely little girl and stuff like that. Another reason why I love this film is because the fact that it's not like a Disney princess thing like on Frozen, you know, like they've got Elsa, you got Anna, and obviously like Elsa's the dangerous one who like fears for Anna and everything, but they soon like connect, and that is like what real sisters do actually, like, you know, they have their moments but they're always like back together. But with Lilo and Stitch, obviously like Lilo's parents have died and now she lives with her big sister Nani. Now, as a child, I hated Nanny. I freaking hated her at the start because I thought, you know, she was so bad-tempered. And I thought, like, why are you yelling at her? Like, why are you yelling at a poor little girl? Like, she is upset. And the scene where, like, you see, like, the tears, like, inside Lilo's eyes was just so sad. It reminded me so much of, like, oh my god, myself being yelled at. Is really heartbreaking. And all of a sudden, like, as you get older, you suddenly, like, realise that the reason why Nanny was so angry was because the social worker, Mr. Bubbles, which is, again, a very funny name, he turned up and, of course, you know, she was on the list of, like, losing her sister. Now, these things actually happen in real life. I mean, like, you get families separated, you know, no matter how much you try and like love them and stuff like that, it's a really like heartbreaking thing. But in Disney, it just shows like how personal and very relatable these things are. And I think lots of kids who went through something like this can definitely relate to Lilo, and I absolutely adored her. She was just so sweet. Also, the word ohana means like, you know, family and everything. I love that word, and of course because it's like Hawaiian and everything, and it's like you learn so much from it. So that is the reason why I love Lilo, because, you know, she is very cute. And it's like, the sad thing is that when she's at home alone, she's all depressed and plays an Elvis song. It is just sad because it's like, you know, these things do happen in real life, and with that movie it really did show that bad thing. So it was good of how connected that a lot of people can relate to this movie. So number 3 is another one of my all-time favourite Disney princesses. It's got to be Anna on Frozen. I felt a very strong connection to when I first watched Frozen the first time. I remember being a younger sister, and just to let you guys know, I'm really close to my older sister. We were definitely like Anna and Elsa and everything. And the sweetest thing is that with Anna, she's like so full of like joy. She's so hyperactive, and she's just so excited, like, because obviously, you know, she wakes up in the morning, it's like coronation day, and she just feels like, oh my god, it's like a happy moment that she's never had in her life before. Now with me, that's like every single Christmas time. It's like, oh, it's Christmas Day, like let's all wake up and be happy and everything. And that was like a very strong moment with me and stuff like that. The fact that Anna and Elsa's relationship like started off like really close, but then Elsa started to like get more powerful and she began to reject Anna a lot more. I found that really sad actually to watch, because it's like, oh my god, I have never been separated from my sister, and I mean, like, you know, we risk each other's lives for each other, and you know, she is my Elsa, my sister is my Elsa. So I felt a very strong connection to Anna, and the fact that the scene where like she tries to like help her sister be better and help her like realize that, you know, you can do what you can do, like you can unfreeze the winter and stuff like that. Now I'm also like very encourageable with my sister. It's like, you know, I tell her, you know, you should go for it, and it's like now she is happy with her new job. She got a new job not so long ago, so I am so proud of her, of course. So I think a lot of little sisters and big sisters can relate to this film, and very understandable of it, yeah. Number 2 may be a little bit of a shock to you guys, but of course I do have a number 1, and it is a lot more better than this character that I'm going to choose. So number 2 is Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Now the reason why I love Ariel is because she dreams of like being on land rather than being under sea. As a child, I remember that when I first wanted to become a performer, That was when I went to my first pantomimes. I would go to those places every single Christmas year, and I would sit at the front and I would like shout all the time trying to get their attention. Annoying thing is that I wanted to be up on that stage, and I think that's where I got the inspiration from. It's a very good strong connection with Ariel because it's like, you know, she's under like the sea where like, and she feels a bit trapped. Now with me, of course, like wanting to become a performer, wanting to dance on stage, wanting to sing on stage and dance on stage, I felt that's the way I see and look at Ariel, because I remember going to pantomimes and every single time I would go there I would feel trapped. Like nobody can see me like from down here. If people want to see me, I have to be up there. With me is that I gave it my all just to finally be on stage, and I finally got my first big break when I was 11 years old. Now, another reason why I love Ariel is because I love the song Part of Your World. It is, again, my favourite song ever. That I sing it all the time and I listen to it on Broadway. It is just so beautiful. And in the Broadway version, you can like see the character Ariel, like she's like, oh, if only my father can understand, I just don't see. And when like she gets up and expresses her feelings of like how she wants to be up there, you can see like the happiness in her face and the excitement. Every time I talk about my dancing, I talk about my performing, I always do the exact same reactions because it's a real big passion of mine. What she wanted to be on land, she got the guy of her dreams. And with me is that I finally got what I wanted. I wanted to be on stage and I felt so proud and so happy. So that is, again, a main reason why I love Ariel. She is so pretty and just gives her all just to really go for it. So my very final and number one character is Tinkerbell on Peter Pan. So as a child, I was very quiet, very shy. I was that terrible actually. I was a very quiet baby. I never like spoke. I was really terrible. I had terrible separation anxiety. The teachers were very concerned about me that they had to offer me speech therapy. I had to be tested for ADHD and autism and dyspraxia, but my results came back all clear. So this story is very relatable to me with Tinkerbell. The very first time I saw Peter Pan and I saw Tinkerbell, I actually like noticed that she never spoke as well throughout the whole entire movie. She was just using like her body language, she was using her facial expressions to like smile, she was happy. And I loved like her body movements. Like if she didn't care about anything, she would just be like, if she was mad, then you would see her like kick a dandelion. So I felt very related to Tinkerbell as a child. I remember like pretending to be her all the time. And because like the thing is that as you want to perform, of course there's going to be moments where you need to act, but the problem is that you can't really like talk, and that is what I felt so many times. Like I could not talk, I did not want to talk, I did not want to act or anything. I just wanted to like keep quiet. My favourite scene on the Peter Pan movie was like when she looks at herself in the mirror and she's like this, she's playing like her hair. Yes. So I felt a strong connection to Tinkerbell as a child, and it made me feel, you know what, I am not alone. I can be a performer just without using words, but just using my body language and my facial expressions. Now this is going to be another funny story I would love to share with you guys. Hopefully this won't make me emotional, but I remember when I was about 6 years old, I never had a fancy dress costume because I actually like grew up poor, obviously with a single mom, in debt and everything, and I sported a Tinkerbell fairy costume, and I was so surprised just by looking at it, and I was like surprisingly, because I knew my mom was poor, I knew she couldn't afford it, so I was gonna prepare myself and be like, she's gonna say no, so I can't really argue with it. Surprisingly, she said yes. And as soon as I brought it home, I was so excited. I was going ecstatic. I was just so over the moon. It was such an amazing moment ever that I will never forget. It was just incredible. Now, unfortunately, this is the end of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed my explanations and my reasons for my Disney characters. I also like to say thank you so much for watching this video, and of course if you do like it, give it a big thumbs up. Okay, so I will see you guys very soon. Hopefully, we'll see. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!